right, welcome back to another video by Crypto GiBBY, everyone. So today I'm gonna try to get through this one pretty quickly if I can, as fast as possible, without having too much downtime, I hope. All right, so first off, I'm gonna go through the Bitcoin halving updates. As you can see, today is now under 100 days. Yesterday, I think it was over 100, but the date has changed. I think it was. This is April 10th. So yeah, so around April time frame. But let's go on to the market data here, because a couple things I want to talk about news-wise, updates-wise regarding the price of crypto. So as we can see, Bitcoin is now up 2.83%, Ethereum 1.9%. I want to go through everything, but as you guys can see, the general market in the last 24 hours is in the up. And that's because we had this huge downswing, this huge collapse right here. So with that, so most things are going to be up. Like I said, my main ones though is Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Cardano. That's in the top 10. Avalanche, Dogecoin. I think Avalanche more so. I don't know if Dogecoin is doing too much development at the moment. I don't know. I don't keep up with it as closely as I could. I know Polygon is a major one though. That's why I got that one started. I do have Solana Star 2 and BNB, but I had to do more research over Solana, like I said in previous videos also. But my main goal in this video today is to talk about this price collapse right here in the entire crypto market. So I kind of went over a little bit yesterday about why it happened. I'm going to go over that again today as well. So going back to the first article, this one, Matrixport report says SEC unlikely to approve spot Bitcoin ETF in January, price to drop below 40,000. Price drop below 40,000, that's still a possibility anyways. But there was a couple of things in here. Well, as you guys can see going on through the later videos, you'll see what happened. So Matrixport is saying that they don't see the SEC approving anything, and I really don't like Bitcoin.com because I can't make any highlights in here in my notes. I may have to find articles on different sites because I like to highlight my notes to go over key points. But so one of the key issues the SEC is having with here it is right here. All right. One of the key demands made by the SEC is for spot Bitcoin ETFs to adhere to the cash-only rule. While most applicants have since made the requirements amendments, some players in the crypto space have criticized the demand. For instance, because that's Garbax, the director of the asset management firm Fanac, has labeled the SEC's cash-only requirement nonsense. No, I'm not 100% educated or informed about all of the investment vehicles. And I'm not even sure how ETFs really work. Kind of assume it's like it's like a mutual fund or something like that, or like a stock you just trade it. But when they say cash only, I could kind of understand. I don't really understand it the full extent, but if I just see cash only, that just means that you want to use U.S. cash when you are trying to make an ETF for a product that's already a currency, and you don't want people to deal in that currency because what they do, they want them to deal in the U.S. dollar. That's what it is. But let's see here, going over, let's see, James Angel, professor of Georgetown University, has also blasted the commission for ignoring the benefits of an in-kind model. I've heard this in-kind model before previously, but I can't remember exactly what it is. So, like I said, I'm going to come back and figure out eventually what these terms mean, and I'll be able to give more concise information about them. But that's the main issue what they're seeing with the SEC approving the ETFs in January. But going further, this is the issue though. That price drop we talked about here, not here, this price drop here, they said it was all due to Matrixport releasing this report right here. However, this was what Matrixport CEO had to say. I think this was the CEO. Let's see. After Matrixport released its latest report, some observers were quick to highlight the fact that the crypto platform's last report predicted that the price of Bitcoin to top $50,000 in January. So there's a big contention with this because, okay, first you guys said it's going to go over 50,000, but now you guys saying it's not going to go over 50,000 because the SEC is going to not approve the BTC spot ETFs. Others have questioned the motives behind Matrixport's about face. These concerns prompted Matrixport co-founder Jihan Wu to issue a statement explaining the relationship between Matrixport researchers and management. The tweet goes on to say here, Matrixport analysis operate independently, expressing their opinions without any influence or interference from management. They are employed for their superior analytical skills compared to mine and other management team. I have only briefly glanced at the title of the report. I'm not going to click. It's going to go over to Twitter or X. But here it says, Wu claimed that the report was only intended for Matrixport's clients, but admitted that it's widespread by the media was not planned by Matrixport and is beyond our control. The co-founder also sought to downplay the significance of the report of Matrixport's apparent U-turn. So, a lot of people suspect this is what was the cause of the collapse in Bitcoin, and matter of fact, the whole crypto market as a whole. However, before I made my video yesterday, and I seen the price drop, I went and did a little bit more digging on some other things. And I didn't necessarily report that in yesterday's video, because I want to do a little bit more digging as well. But I think what I found out yesterday is kind of supported by this next article. This one here just goes on and says, Matrixport founder says dissemination of Bitcoin ETF report was beyond our control. This goes over basically what I just read. Same thing here about Wu said that it was out of his control. But this one right here, it says Bitcoin ETF denial report did not cause 8% BTC price crash and analysis. So, out of here, this whole crash right here, that whole crash when it went up, it said it sparked a $500 million crypto long liquidation. So a lot of people who had long positions betting the market to go up and was using margin trading. Yeah, I remember I explained yesterday, if you're doing margin trading, you're borrowing assets against the assets you have into that platform. So if you put, just for instance, if you put 1 BTC on a platform, you can borrow up to probably 2.5 BTC from the platform itself, and you can use it to trade. Excuse me. And so you can gain more profit that way. But one of the downfalls is that you have little wiggle room for the price to go in the opposite direction for you. Because if you set in a position to go low, to go high, and the price drop by a certain percentage, and if you do not get out of that trade before then, the platform will automatically close your trade and take the assets, enough assets from you to recoup the losses that they incurred. So the platform is not going to lose money based off of you making a bad trade. You're just going to lose your assets. That's the only thing that's going to happen. All right, but that's a little educational session. I wanted to make sure I go over all highlighted parts here. All right, here it is. Others suggested that the liquidation seen on the day were nothing. Okay, so this goes back. This right here is going to cover a little bit of what I thought I recognized yesterday. Yes. Okay. I see some I kind of went out of order here, but that's fine. I just go over this. Okay. So it says that the liquidations seen on the day were nothing unusual, and in fact, part of the standard Bitcoin bull market behavior. So basically what they said is that report that came out by Matrixport was not the cause of the drop. So going back to the information I said I reviewed yesterday, I was watching a video on YouTube who's a day trader, and excuse me, before the report came out about Matrixport, he said, you see this right here is a chart pattern of when Bitcoin went up. I was watching him. He said he was watching a price, and he was watching. So those of you who are not traders or who don't even have any type of familiarity with it, if you're looking at the numbers, the charts, there's certain patterns in here. There's data that people read, all type of stuff. And putting all of that together, you can possibly make predictions about which way the market is going to go, up or down. And he was reading his data yesterday, and what he says, he don't trade off emotions or anything. He said he trade the charts and the information. But while everything was up here, he started reading data up here, and it was giving him very, very strong indications that Bitcoin price was about to drop very, very soon. So what he did, he watched it for a little bit longer. And I think he said 20 minutes before this happened, before this price drop happened, he put in a short position, which is to basically saying, I'm putting in a trade betting that the price is going to go down. If it goes down, I'm going to make money. 20 minutes before he did that, 20 minutes after he put in the trade for short, that's when Bitcoin price fell. He said that, this was before that report about Matrixport came out or anything. He just read the charts and his data, and he's saying he had a strong indication it was going to fall. Now that right there is one of a strong indication, strong validation to say, hey, learning how to day trade is a very, very valuable skill. Many people can't do it. That's why those people who can do it, they make a lot of money. I wish I could be one of those people, but I don't tend to take a lot of time to learn how to day trade, but I may do that eventually coming up. But yeah, so keep going to the wrong chart. And this big old price drop in the crypto space was not necessarily due to this Matrix report. He said this guy said he's seen all of this coming beforehand. He just saw it because what he said that Bitcoin price rose really fast, and just as fast as it rose, he believed it was going to fall just as fast. And it did. It rose. It fell even faster. So, yeah. But going over a report that I jumping back to Matrixport and everything, I kind of skipped over. No, I did not. Nope. Let me rephrase that. I did not skip. I went in order. This is how I wanted to go over this. I forgot. But Okay, so the price went up, price went down. That's what happened with Bitcoin in the whole space. And it was only part of, speculating that the SEC is not going to approve any SEC. The SEC is not going to approve any Bitcoin ETFs as of yet. But this is what came out later on during the day. Fidelity spot Bitcoin ETF has basically been listed on one of these exchanges. So this is the CBOE. I don't know the full exact, I forgot the exact name for them, but they have a whole name, but I kind of forgot what it was. Oh, wow. It looked like some news just popped up here. What does this say? Give me just a second. Oh, it says Van Eck and Grayscale register with CBOE to list Bitcoin ETF. Wow. Okay. So, in addition to what I'm about to go over right now, Fidelity Spot Bitcoin ETF have been listed on CBOE. Now Van Eck and Grayscale is now look like it's probably listed on CBOE as well. Wow. Okay. So I'm going to read through this as just Fidelity, but keep in mind this is probably applies to Van Eck and Grayscale as well. It says CBOE accepted registration for listing shares of spot Bitcoin ETF exchange traded funds proposed by Fidelity. Instead, it's probably Grayscale and Van Eck also. But, however, there's a little bit of confusion too as well. While part of the process of registering an ETF with the SEC did not necessarily suggest the commission would approve the investment vehicle. So, as of right now, CBOE have said, okay, we approve. You can list your ETF on our exchange. However, it doesn't say that the SEC has necessarily approved them yet. But it goes back to this. I don't think all of these big financial firms is going to go on to take all of these steps if they necessarily haven't got word that they are going to be listed or going to get approval for these spot Bitcoin ETFs. So I just think it's a matter of time and some days, because I think the approval has to be done by the 9th or the 10th. So yeah, here it is. Confused at the distinction between the full SEC approval of the spot Bitcoin ETF and the registration with the U.S. exchange. Yeah, so going back to, like I said, they can be listed on the exchange, but SEC have not given the actual thumbs up for the spot Bitcoin ETFs. There's been these companies are spending money doing advertisement, spending money get on exchanges and all of this other things, spending resources. It's more than likely, I'm probably putting it at 85-90% that these guys probably got word from the SEC that they're approved. And they just haven't, SEC probably have not made a public announcement yet. So, price goes up. I mean, if this ETF gets approved by next week, either this week or next week, you're going to see the price of Bitcoin take a rally to the upside. I don't know for how long, but it's going to go. And it's going to be heading towards the Bitcoin halving. And if these things get approved, these spot Bitcoin ETFs, more than likely Bitcoin is going to hit its all-time high before the halving even takes place. Yeah, so we can expect to see Bitcoin and the whole crypto space take a huge move to the upside pretty soon. All right, but that's it for this price data, news, and all this other stuff. So we're going to go on into what I've recently been getting into and what I've been, a little bit of news and everything. So as you guys know, I've been getting into mining recently. I've been using Unmineable. You can use Unminable. If you would like to start mining crypto, you can use unminable.com. If you want to start mining crypto on your own computer, even if you have older computers, older laptops, you can install the software and you can let that software just mine crypto for you. Now, granted, it's not going to be a huge sum, but little that you do earn, you never know what the price of that crypto may be within 5-10 years from now. Because take people who just started in Bitcoin. Bitcoin was what? Worthless at the time, probably ended up being a couple less than 1 cent. But then look at the price today. Now, I am not saying that I do not believe any one currency that's out there right now is going to give you as much of a gain or profit or has performed anywhere near Bitcoin has over this course of 15 years. Matter of fact, I forgot to mention this yesterday. Yesterday was Bitcoin's 15th birthday. 15 years Bitcoin has been in existence. And a little side note, do you guys know that Bitcoin is the world's longest running software? Technically, Bitcoin is software because it's run on different computers. But it's the longest running software without any interruption. Yeah. Just a little side note, a little tidbit of information there. But going back to what I was saying is that, you can use Unminable. I have a affiliate link down in the video description. If you click on the link, you can go ahead and start. But keep in mind that you do have to know how to have your own wallet address for what crypto you use, because you can mine crypto and you can get paid out in which crypto you prefer in the offerings they have. So they have Bitcoin, Ethereum, ADA, they have XRP, Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, a lot of coins that you can get paid out into. But keep in mind, you need to have your own self-custody wallet address. I would not make your payments to an exchange address. Don't do that, guys. Please do not do that. Going on to, so that's Unminable. And then I finally got my Chia mining operational now. It's a little small computer. I got it. I wanted to start mining to see how it goes, and I will give updates as I get my first payout. I don't know when it's going to come, but everything is up and running. I'm looking at the data, my application, to see how it goes. I'll give more visual aids and visuals and stuff about how Chia goes in the coming future. But the last news article I wanted to go over is this, though. This is regarding Bitcoin mining. So, Cipher Mining buys 16,700 new miners ahead of Bitcoin halving. So, Bitcoin mining firm Cipher Mining has purchased 16,700 miners for delivery in the second quarter. Now, I don't know if that's going to be before or after the Bitcoin halving. Second quarter is basically April timeframe. And I do not know if they're going to have them operational before the halving takes place. So actually always says right here, expected April. So who knows? It could be before or after. Because right now the Bitcoin halving date is still tentative. We don't know the exact date yet. But what they did, they ordered the latest generation of Avalon A1466 miners. Hey, can I get a couple of these? I'd like to have a couple of those. So the capacity is going to be 8.4 exahashes per second. Can't even talk right. Man, that's a lot. That is a lot. Let's see. The purchase was reached between Bitcoin mining firm Canaan, and they are the firm who was selling the Avalon A1466 miners. So what it is that Cipher Mining is in a joint venture. They joined like a partnership with Bear LLC and Chief Mountain LLC. And what they're going to do, they're going to put half of these miners at Bear LLC and half of them at Bear Mountain LLC. And it says Cypher holds 49% interest in this joint venture. Cypher did not disclose how much the 16,700 miners set them back, about how much it cost, but said that the agreement was reached on a very favorable terms. Cypher purchased 37,396 units of the latest generation Antminer T21 miners from Bitmain some time ago. Let's see. However, those miners won't be delivered until the first half of 2025. So there was some news in which I cannot confirm nor deny this report, but I will not say it's not impossible. It's not likely, or it could be very likely. I remember some time when I was first getting into cryptocurrency, and I did hear about Antminer, about Bitmain. A lot of people said that Bitmain probably, instead of these miners, it's probably they make them, and instead of selling them right away, they may go ahead and use those miners to mine Bitcoin, because they said it may be more profitable for them to use those miners to mine Bitcoin opposed to selling them. So I don't know how true that is, but I was just in my head just thinking like, well, it kind of makes sense, it does. If you're a company trying to make money and you see that Bitcoin can give you more profit than actually selling a product, you might have to consider doing it, But moving on, it says Cypher mined 465 Bitcoin in December, representing a 7.4 increase from November. According to its latest operational update, the firm holds 796 Bitcoin on its balance sheet, worth $34 million. Crazy, right? Crazy. And I go back to stat I heard, if you took $1 back and bought Bitcoin in 2010, you have more Bitcoin than this right now. That means that you have over $34 million. So $1 back in 2010, I think you would have had about $38 million right now. That's just crazy, man. Wow. And a lot of us, the majority of the world's population, missed that boat. There's a few who got in. But that's not to say, I know the Bitcoin price right now is over 40K, but guys, don't be turned off by the price, because the price of Bitcoin is still extremely undervalued, even right now. By the time the Bitcoin halving takes place, well, sometime after Bitcoin halving, probably around 2024, or at the end of 2024, around 2025, we could possibly see from price predictions that's out there, a $650,000 Bitcoin. It's probably guaranteed. It's like a given. Bitcoin is going to go over $100,000 after sometime in 2024 timeframe. But some of the more generous price predictions, they put it at $650,000. So if you think $44,000 is a lot of money, what do you think $650,000 is going to be? And people take in mind too that you do not have to buy an entire Bitcoin. You can buy fractions of it. You can buy $10 worth of Bitcoin, $20 worth of Bitcoin, $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, whatever you can put into it. Buy it, hold it. Because I can tell you this, these people, these big boys, these big institutions, they know what's coming for Bitcoin. and they are trying their best to get a hold to all the Bitcoin they can. And if they get a hold of all the Bitcoin that's out there, that means there's going to be less for me and you. So guys, if you want to evaluate your portfolio, get some Bitcoin. Even if you don't have a portfolio, you don't have anything type of savings, I know you guys probably have Cash App, PayPal, or something. You can go and just start putting $5 or so into Bitcoin and everything. Just buy some. I guarantee you 5-10 years from now, if you do not sell that Bitcoin, you're going to be very happy with your life in your Bitcoin. All right, but people, take in mind, again, I say this, I'm probably going to start saying this with being in every video, whatever. I never were, and I never plan to be a financial advisor. So please take your time, do your own research, and find out what you're getting into. But I highly recommend, guys, please do some research on Bitcoin and look into getting some if you do not have any right now. But I think that's going to be it for today's video. I'm going to stop saying that. I'm definitely going to stop saying I'm going to try to make this a short video, because I don't think this is very short at all. I don't know how long this video is, but I've been going on. But if you have made it to the end of the video, I do want to appreciate you for being here. I would really appreciate if you like the video, leave a comment. Also, definitely throw a subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. And also, do somebody a favor. Share the video with them. If you see a specific section of the video that you really like, that you want to share, you can go on YouTube's UI, you can share just that timestamp. And the video will start at that timestamp. Share it with a friend, with a family member, somebody who you think who needs to see this information. And with that said, I do appreciate you guys for being here once again, and I will catch you in the next video. All right, peace.